All right, we're back again with another one, and I want to talk about how to get some money in the pandemic. We in the pandemic now. We all realize that things are tough. It's at the time of this recording is December 2020, and it's probably going to get worse the next 2 years. Probably gonna. That's the worst. The economic fallout, I should say, is probably going to roll over for the next 2 years. So, what should you be doing right now because of the situation with the coronavirus pandemic? What should you be doing right now to protect yourself and your family as much as you could economically, hedging your bets? What can you do? So, with that being said, let's go through. I put a little presentation together so I can kind of explain what I would do if I had to move in the. Unfortunately, I have some things going on. I don't have to move as quickly in this pandemic like everyone else. It hasn't hit the things that I'm doing at this point. So, but this is what I would do if I was fresh, and I needed money and things were just falling apart for me, like it is for most people. This is what I would do to try to put things back together. First of all, let's take a look at what's going on. So, what we have now is the coronavirus, and we have a real pandemic, meaning that basically the country is under siege under this virus and what's going on with it, and the leadership can just shut down everything at one time, or shut down face-to-face contact at any time. So if that is the case, most businesses run based on face-to-face contact, then it's going to be hard on just about everybody. It's going to be hard on everybody. So how can we, that's what this is about. We're going to see what we should, what can we do, what things can we do to mitigate these circumstances. But we have to be honest with ourselves and see what the real situation is. The real situation is, I know that they keep promising all these unemployment benefits and everything, but really if you take a look at it, the unemployment benefits are not lasting long, and they're not doing, they're not getting people by long enough for them to get, their feet grounded on another solid surface. So, depending on unemployment benefits, that's just a Band-Aid on a knife wound. So, we need to look at how we're gonna get around that. How we're gonna get around unemployment benefits. We use them until you use them until you can't no more. But while you're using them, what can you be doing to set yourself up where you can find you some solid footing? Next thing is hunger. Hunger is a real issue in America. People are starving to death out here in America, right? And I know America is supposed to be the leader of the world in just about every civilized statistic, but one statistic that we are doing bad in is hunger, and people are starving to death, and it's just a lack of knowledge. They don't know where to go or how to get help, and where to go to get help, and it's just a lack of knowledge. So we don't want to be there. We don't want to be in that situation. Hopefully it hasn't gotten to you yet. And if it has, I'm going to give you some suggestions on what you can do to kind of mitigate it. Anyway, competition for jobs is even tougher. Can you imagine all these people who, quote unquote, graduated from college this year, just in 2020, and now where can they go to get work? It's not it's not like it's open and it's, you know, it's a tough situation now. It's a very tough situation out there to get jobs. It's even tougher. Older people are jumping back into the job market because things are bad for everybody all the way around. So we're going to see about how we can mitigate all of that. Poverty is on the rise in the face of the pandemic. People are losing their jobs, they're losing their houses, they're losing their rental properties, they're losing everything. They're losing just everything because they can't pay it. Who can pay it? Who can keep up with the payment? You know, who can excuse me. Who can pay it? Who can pay this? It's my little energy drink, energy slash health benefit drink there. Who can pay it? I mean, it's bad. It's bad out there. And then the next thing is 60% of businesses that close during this pandemic are going to close permanently. That is huge. That's huge. Now, that means that where are we going to go? How are we going to, especially you starting off, you know, you just fresh out of high school or fresh out of college, you know, what do you do? What's your next step, right? Used to be you just put your resume out there and you just but that may not be enough. So let's take a look and see at some things we can do to make this thing go. Now, what I would do to make more money in the pandemic. So it's a pandemic. We're probably going to need to increase our income because we may be in one of those people that got laid off or got fired or the company went out of business or whatever. The other day I went to go get something to eat, some breakfast food, and I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. I asked somebody, I said, hey, how come, what's this particular thing? They said, that company went out of business. We don't buy it no more because they went out of business. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? It's like, it's getting bad out there, but and it's not even the worst part of it. It's not even the worst part of it. So, what I would do to make more money in the pandemic? Let's go. First thing you want to do is cut your unnecessary spending, right? So, if you have unused subscriptions, you know, Netflix you're not using, well, everybody's using Netflix now. That's why they went up $2. But let's say you had some type of video subscription or some type of subscription to something, and you're really not using it that much. Just cut it. Just let it go, and just get rid of it. Same thing with cable. You got something else other than cable, like Fire Stick or what's that other one, Roku, and all of that stuff. You might let the cable go. You change your phone plan. Go see if you can get on a cheaper phone plan. You know what I mean? Gym memberships. Gyms closed now, and when they open back up, then join back up. Why pay for your membership when you're not able to go and be there? You know what I mean? And any other kind of memberships that you have or subscriptions to something that you have that you're not really using right now. You could check that out and cut those. So that's basically, you're going to have to cut the unnecessary spending. That's the first step. The next step, I keep jumping ahead of myself. The next step is you're going to have to eat from home 95% of the time. I know a lot of people like to go out and eat and everything. I mean, who doesn't? And it's okay to do that once in a while. But most people eat out twice a week. But you're going to have to cut that back to once a week and maybe once every 2 weeks. To save money, you're going to have to eat at home. That's just the bottom line. You have to get used to that disciplinary mindset. So stop eating out so much, because eating out costs a lot of money. And then now that we're in the pandemic, you can have Uber Eats or one of those delivery companies bring you food, but are you really willing to pay $17, $18 for a hamburger that costs 5 or 10? It's but and doing that 3 or 4 times a week is going to become expensive. So my suggestion: buy your own food, cook your own food, prepare your own food, eat your own food. You know what went into it. You know, what's going on with it. So plus you're gonna save a lot of more money, right? You can share living space. The next thing you can share living space. You can take in a vetted boarder, right? So I'm not talking about a boarder you just don't know. Then you can vet them. You can find out a little information about them, make sure they're not out of their mind, and then bring them in. Now like when people move in your place, you gotta understand they have a certain. It's different when you live with somebody. So they may be a nice person, but you don't live with them. But you may have to understand that they have some things they do in their living space you may not agree with, so you might have to bend those rules a little bit or whatever. But you can take in a boarder. You can rent a room instead of owning your own apartment. So instead of having your own apartment, you could just say, hey, you know what, mom or dad or whoever, or auntie or whoever, or maybe just get a roommate. You be the vetted boarder. You go board with somebody else, and you let them, put you up to save money. You might save a lot of money doing that. It's just ideas. You know what I mean? I said you got to do any of this just as ideas. Get a vetted roommate. You know what I mean? You got your own apartment. You got an extra room. You got extra space that you're not using. Maybe rent it out to somebody so you can save you some money, right? I mean, this has been going on since the beginning. So even now, more than ever, people gonna need each other, and you might can be able to go ahead and do that. All right. Get rid of vehicles not being used. So if you're not using a vehicle and you got an old vehicle out in the yard or someplace, and they still charging you for it, for the registration charges and the insurance and all that, get rid of it. Why keep having it out there just to have it out there? Just get rid of it, man. Just move it out. Refinance those high car payments. If it makes sense, refinance the car. You got a stupid car payment that's ridiculous. If you can refinance it and it makes sense, you know what I mean? You might want to look into refinancing that car payment. Okay? Just ideas on how to reduce your expenses. Steer clear of permanent relationships. I know that the ladies probably not gonna like this too much, but it works for both. It works for men and women. Going out routinely is expensive, and mostly for men, because most women do not pay the lion's share of going out and the expenses of going out on a date or anything like that. It's usually the guy doing that, right? Because you're the one inviting her out. So you, being a gentleman, you're going to pay for everything, right? There's no problem there. It just gets expensive. So plus, when you're having financial problems, that's the wrong time to try to be going into a romantic relationship, because it puts a lot of pressure on everything. Because now you have to spend so much time developing a relationship. That's time you need to be spending trying to get bring back your income. So romantic relationships are time consuming, and they don't bring a financial return in most cases. In most of the cases, if you're a man, they don't bring you a financial return. If you're a woman, hallelujah, you get free dinners, free club visits, free being driven around, free everything, right? Free dinner, free lunch, free breakfast, free a lot of things, right? But for a man, it's just good money after bad. Just keep on. You just keep spinning yourself into oblivion, right? And then you realize, oh, you hit the wall, and you don't have the money like that anymore. And then the woman says, well, how come we not going out no more? I don't have no money. Oh, you have no money. And shoot, she still wants to go out. She can just go be with somebody. Okay, well, when you get money, let me know, right? I mean, why not? So that's why I say, hey, it's not even worth putting yourself in that position. If your money's funny, steer clear from permanent relationships. Steer clear because you're not prepared. You're not ready to put time into a relationship. You're not ready to put time into a relationship if you're trying to solidify yourself financially. All right. Now let's talk about getting some jobs. So if you're going to get a job, you might as well try to get a job that you're going to get some benefits. You're going to have some things happening for you. They're going to give you life insurance. They may pay for your school or something. And jobs that do that are usually government jobs, government-based jobs, whether it's for your local city, your local government, your local county, the state that you're in, or the feds. Here we have the feds website, and you can be a government job. I did a video on how to get jobs from the government from this very website right here. So if you want to go back and check that video, you can check it out. Try to put it in the link here. I'll link to it in the comments below. So you want to go get a job, and you want to start at the top and work your way down. So like I say, you want to search for jobs that you qualify for. It's going to make you no difference. You search for assistant U.S. attorney, and you never been to law school. You don't have the qualifications. It doesn't make sense for you to search for jobs like that, and you're not qualified for them. So you want to search for jobs that you qualify for, right? That you feel you would qualify for, and then they have filters there where you can use the filters. I went through all of this in my other video, but there are filters there. You can narrow down the location you want to live, you want to work, the salary, but the main thing you always want to look for first is the requirements. You want to see what do they require for you to have this job. Okay, then you can start deciding, okay, where do I want to? Because they may have a job working for the Air Force, working for this, working for that, and then you can use the filters to say, I want everything in Omaha, Nebraska. And then they give you all of the stuff, all of the jobs in Omaha, Nebraska that you qualify for. So that being said, and not only for, like I said, not only for the feds, but your local state, your local county, and your local city, even the next city over, whatever, you can just look for government jobs because they have a lot of benefits, and benefits going to come in handy, especially in a pandemic. Next thing you want to do is develop a highly desired skill or talent. So what do I mean by skill or talent? I mean something that people will pay you money for you to do it. So they don't want to do it themselves, or they don't have the time to learn or try and do it themselves. They need somebody who knows how to do this. And so I'll say here the trades where electric, plumbing, and welding, heating, those type of things, the trades, those you can learn how to do those, and you don't have to have necessarily a college education to do it. Just kind of be on the job, get you some certificates, get you some training, and you'll be able to go out there and make yourself some money in a trade. And the good thing about a trade is most trades, you're going to need a plumber. Even in a pandemic, you need a plumber. Even in a pandemic, you need an electrician. So you're going to need carpenters and everything. So the trades are good. I would definitely look into the trades. We got engineering down here. Now you can look into the sciences, engineering, water. Those are things that people are going to need as well. accounting. People are always going to need people to help count their money. You can you can learn a musical instrument and learn how to entertain people on the weekends and make you some money. Or you can develop an act like a magic act or a poetry act or whatever. I mean, I don't know, whatever. And you can decide, hey, I'm going to just work for myself and do it yourself. So it's a lot of different things, skills and talents you could develop. And I'm just got to put a little list here. It's hundreds and probably thousands of things you could do to learn how to, have a desired skill or talent. The next thing is you want to stop spending, start saving. Okay, you know what I mean? And that's why I was always talking about the relationship situation, because when you're in a relationship, a woman's going to expect you to spend lots of money. They just expect that they're going to say, hey, if you're with me, then I'm worth you spending all of this money on me. They're not going to look at the background situation saying, man, it's crazy. If we keep spending this man into oblivion, then he's not going to be able to afford to even be with me. Women don't think like that. They think like, hey, you spending it, you got it. So, and I'm going to just keep spinning you into oblivion. And once you ain't got it no more, I can just jump ship and go somewhere else. So that's how they think. Many of them, I won't say all of them, many of them think this way. So that's why you have to have the self-discipline of yourself to say, nah, I'm going to stop spending. Stop spending on everything that she suggests to you, or even you suggest to yourself. Don't spend on a whim. Think about it. Think about a purchase over and over again. And next thing, start saving, because see, you can't invest what you don't have. So if you don't have any savings, you can't invest your savings. See, you want to be able to invest in yourself. Yes, you're trying to get a job, but the ultimate thing you want to do is start your own business. And you can't do that if you don't have any savings, any money to the side where you can put into the business to start it. So that's my little suggestion on that. There's other things you can do, like you got some downtime now. Learn stock investing. This method has made many millionaires, so why not learn how to play the game properly? You can learn how to play this game and win. You know what I mean? Now, you don't win every time. You win some, you lose some. What you want to do is win most of the time. That's when you win in the stock market. So there's plenty of books you can learn. You don't have to exactly go to college for it. You can teach yourself and just learn how to do it yourself. It might take you a little longer, but if you don't have the money to go to college or time to go to college, then that might be the way you have to go. But this is definitely something that you should learn how to do. They should actually teach this in high school, but I know why they don't, but they should. Anyway, that's stock investing. Learn how to make money on the internet. You can learn how to make money on the internet because you could start an internet business, and you want to start one that fits your budget. You don't want to start an internet business that is way, you need a $10,000 or $20,000 website. You have $2 to rub together. That's no. If they have a business, a drop shipping business where you don't have to buy the merchandise, you just have to advertise, then that's what you have to do until you build up the money to be able to go take the $20,000 and put it on a high-powered website. Right now, you don't have it. So find a business that you can start with the money you got right now. Then flip it into a bigger business. Then flip those businesses into a bigger business. Flip those businesses into a bigger business, and then that's how I go. Before you know it, you're a millionaire. Research and find an internet business that fits your startup budget. So don't go crazy. Don't try to, go to a retreat for $5,000. You don't have $5,000, and these people are telling you to cash in your 401k, and that's crazy. That's crazy. If you cash in your 401k, it should be to buy a house or start some type of business, that for sure is going to make a lot of money for yourself. Okay? All right. moving on. You can teach or tutor online. So you can start your own business. You can teach or tutor something online. You know about brakes. You can start tutoring people on how to change their own brakes, or tutoring people on how to, organize file cat. I don't know, whatever you want to teach. You don't have to be no expert. You don't have to be no, I have all these credentials. And you don't have to. All you have to do is know what you're talking about. That's what people want. They want to know. They want results. They don't care about your teaching, your background. All that. People want results, especially in a pandemic. They don't care about can you make this happen for me? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, let's go. Okay? So remember, teaching online, there's a lot of tools you can use to teach online, to set up online classrooms and stuff. Zoom and WebEx and all of that stuff. So it's out here. Now that you got to the point where I told you how to do all of this stuff, now you got to put the plan of action together. What are you going to do? What are you going to do now? So now you know what you need to do. You can't say no more, I don't know what to do. You know what to do. You know what to do. It told you right there, step by step, what you need to do. So now, what are you going to do? You got to make a plan of action, because without a plan, you're not going to get too much done. So we make a plan of action, and the plan of action is we want to achieve. To achieve success, you must create an action plan. So, you have to have an action plan. You have to have a plan. You have to execute. You have to overcome, and you have to persevere. And those 4 things you got to do to achieve your action plan. So what are you going to do? Are you going to get employment? I was talking about jobs. Are you going to get a job first? Or are you going to go to school first and teach us and get in school and learn a trade or learn something? Are you going to be self-taught? Are you going to study under a master? What are you going to do? What are you going to do right now? Because you need to take action now. So you figure out what you're going to do, what you want. And do you want to be an electrician? Is that what you want? If that's what you want, then you got to figure out what you're going to do. Are you going to go to school? Are you going to work study program? What are you going to do? And you investigate it and see what you're going to do and where you're going to go. Okay? All right? That's that. So I just told you what I would do. All of those things I would do. All of those things if I was really being affected. I'm fortunate I haven't been affected at this point in the game. But if I was really affected by the pandemic, that's what I would do. That's what I tell my sons to do. So I'm just telling you that's what I would do if I was you. If you have any questions, if you have any questions that you want answered, you can hit me at The Better Life for You, number 7 at gmail.com, and I will get your email and we'll try to answer your question. We also have the Let's Talk, the Better Black Life podcast, where we try to discuss issues that are relevant to black men being able to be successful in the society and how they can avoid the pitfalls of it. Then you can listen to that as well. So we got a lot of different resources to try to help, because that's our goal, is to try to help. And so, come and check us out and sit with us and see what you think. Till next time, peace.